Hello and welcome back to Software Inc. and subsequently Panda Inc. This is my Let's Play series for obviously Software Inc. And where we left off, we had just finished Pander AV3 that had been out for a little while now. Our last month finally did some decent sales, which is always nice to see. I'm just going to unpause quickly. We just started designing Pander AV3, and look, here's the thing. I don't want this to take forever, and we have a little bit of money in the bank right now. Technically, we only have $150,000 in there, but we do have $900,000 in stocks of other companies, right? We have 1.6% of One Port Industries. I'm just going to pause it here. I'll tell you why later. 2% of Scott Inc. And they are doing particularly well. If we have a look at our actual thing here, you can see that One Port Industries has gone up 400% since we bought it, and Scott has gone up 87.1%. That is fantastic. They're also paying us some dividends of roughly $16,000 to $18,000 a month. So what I'm thinking is we can probably now afford to expand a little bit, so that we can increase the rate that we can design and develop Panda AV3. If we have a look at this, the game is recommending that we have 2 designers, 4 programmers, and no artists, which, you know, we could probably get by on our own, but it's going to be faster, and we have a little bit of money to just hire someone else to help us out. Now, here's my sort of philosophy around this. In the past, I've had teams where I had my team that was developing the antivirus software. So I'm actually going to rename these guys to antivirus, just so that I know it's my antivirus team. And then I would have like a dedicated marketing team, a dedicated support team. I think I want to take a little bit of a different approach in this playthrough. I think on my antivirus team, I want to have the people that are going to be marketing the game, the people that are going to be supporting the game, the people that are going to be updating the game and porting the game, and all of that. Eventually, I might look at getting my own porting team that can just handle porting across the board and then support other teams as we go. But for this playthrough, I think I'm going to have my marketing team and my support team baked into each of my teams. So I'll have an antivirus team, and then I'm thinking we do like 2D editor, 3D editor, audio tools, stuff like that, and then sort of build out our portfolio so that we can do bigger and better things. Like we can do operating systems with all of our own tech, we can build some games with all of our own tech, and I think I want to have each of those be its own team. And that means that when we get into automation and such, and we have, say, version 5, 6, and 7 all being marketed at the same time, our marketing team isn't getting overwhelmed, and they're all just working on the one antivirus IP. So that's the plan. What we're going to do now is close this out, and I'll grab a quick maintenance of everything before we keep going. Get that done. Oh, one other thing I did want to do is I actually wanted to, I was looking at the console stuff, and I found you can actually toggle your lights to be always on. So one of the things I don't like about this game is when I build eventually when we build our printing processing and stuff like that, and our server room, things like that, you can never actually see what's inside it because the lights are always off and it's always dark, like super dark. So you have the lights always on. I don't know if this increases electricity, but electricity is negligible anyway. So I'm just going to leave that on so we can actually see the nice rooms that we build. I will also say, as we get into building this, I will say that once we get a little bit more established and have a little bit more of a buffer with our money and we have some more regular income coming in, I'm going to immediately move to the city. I didn't realize when I started this is the first save that I've actually played where I'm building on my own lot. I didn't realize this was just a massive park with nothing in it. So I want to move to the city, just give us a little bit more of an environmental feel. I feel like it's a little bit ridiculous that we're out here. I feel like I can't afford to do that right this minute, but once we expand and get a couple more products out the door, we'll go ahead and start working on a headquarters in the city. But without further ado, let's go jump straight into a little time lapse. We're going to build a nice office for our team. We'll have bathroom, break room, and that'll be about it. It's going to be fairly bare bones, but bear with me. Let's get into the time lapse. And with that, I believe we have a pretty much fully functional little office space that will accommodate, once I get these in, that will accommodate our new employees. The question is, who do we want to hire right off the bat, right? We probably don't have quite enough demand for... Did we put... Yeah, we did put fire alarms and sprinklers in all the rooms. Perfect. We probably don't have quite enough demand to warrant a dedicated support person, but we could probably just offload it so only one person in this team is doing support. If we make a hire, they have a little bit of a support skill, we can assign them to support, or we can just keep it as us. That's fine too. What did this need? It needed 2 designers and 4 programmers. So basically what I'm thinking I'll do is I'll hire a programmer with design skill and a programmer with a little bit of support skill. And that's going to do it for now. Once we move on to the next phase, where we get into the beta phase of Panda AV3, then I want to look at hiring a dedicated marketing person for this team. I don't know if I need 1 or 2 yet, but that is the plan. Also, if you did notice in that time lapse, I had a few extra items. I did install a couple of furniture mods, just because I think they're cool, and I think it makes the game just that little bit more interesting. So if you're wondering about that, that is where those come from. But before we get into any of that, let's just have a look at our employees real quick. What we could do is we could give myself, Chubby Panda, some education in the leader skill, and we could update him on... I'm thinking I want to get automation to level 3 as soon as possible, but I would also like HR. So I have 5 skills left. I'm probably going to max out HR, automation, and multitasking. I'm going to leave socialization. I know it is good, but I would rather have the ability to hire through HR and the ability to completely automate my antivirus software. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just give him the day off. We'll skip a month. You'll see we're in October now. It should skip to December, I think. It'll skip the next month anyway. So we're going to go for automation for now. We can handle HR ourselves. And then I will let this run through to the next day. You'll notice we rather broke. I'm kind of hoping we have another good day of sales here and we can get this number back up, but let's just let it run and see how we go. Ah, we're fine. We have $160,000 because that was 2 months. Thankfully, that would have been really bad. If we had actually lost money both of those months, we would have lost the game and gone bankrupt. So careful if you're doing that. If you stay in the negative for more than a month, you basically lose the game. So I'm glad that that didn't happen. Before we unpause, I do want to go ahead and hire our people. You can see our antivirus is actually going quite strong. We've got about 1,000 units a month, which isn't amazing, but it's bringing in some money. So that is the positive. We also want to have a look at these companies once we get around to that. So let's go ahead with our hiring for now. I think I want to just hire 2 people to start with. I'm going to also change this back to 8 to 5. That seems reasonable. They can vacation whenever the hell they want. That doesn't matter to me at all. And they can do as many tasks as actually. Let's just stick them on one max task. That'll just make them work that little bit faster. Let's go ahead and get ourselves an employee. We're going to want a programmer who can also do design. We're going to go for medium salaries. Filter by compatibility with the antivirus team, that's fine. Filter by specialization, we want audio system and 2D, I believe, is antivirus. We don't have any 2D on this, but it will come up later. If we had the option, we would also add network in there. We'll filter by trait, and I don't want cup holders who occasionally break their computers. That's just really annoying. I don't want people who can forget their specializations, and I don't particularly want hypochondriacs. So that's what we're going for. We'll go ahead and begin looking. We only want one of these. We've got great compatibility all the way around the board, so we'll filter by skill. This guy's 8,900 compared to this guy at 6,000. Why are they so different? I mean, the service skill would be nice, but it's not in support. They're marketing and law, which doesn't really mean anything to me, but neither do the leadership skills. I wouldn't mind just grabbing this guy. He's one of the cheapest. He's got system and 2D in programming. He can do system and 2D design as well, so he'll be good. He eats a little bit slow, but he has a modest salary requirements and he has no specialization point limit, so that's always nice. We just have to make sure we keep the office clean. So we'll go ahead and hire Rosa. Limited funds, yeah, that's fine. We're not worried about that. Well, we are, but not too worried. Does anyone here have... No one here has support. That's fine. So now we have... What else did we want? We just wanted a programmer, designer, and I also wanted a programmer support person. That's going to be a little bit harder to find, but I think we can. Just because you can't select what their service skill is in, that's why that's going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll go ahead and try. Let's see what we get. Straight away we get someone who can do support and marketing. They can't do any designing, which is a little bit annoying, but they can work on support while they're going through the design phase. Again, everyone's great here, so we'll filter by skill. You don't have support, you do, you don't. Oh, 2 stars in support, and they can do a little bit of designing. This might be what we want to go for, unless anyone has artists as well, which they don't. So yeah, that's 100% what we're going to go for. They can handle our support just by themselves. They can help with the programming quite a lot. And then they can also do a little bit of designing if they have nothing else to do. So we'll go ahead and hire them. And yeah, I know I don't have a lot of money. It's fine. We still technically have $1.3 million. And then we'll go ahead and manage teams and manage roles. So Chubby Panda is basically going to do everything. I don't want him doing service. I don't want either of these guys doing service. This is going to be my main support person on this team. And they can secondary in programming and design. And then I don't want this person doing art. So they will do programming and designing. We'll stick them on priority programming, secondary designer. And that'll be a nice little team that should get us underway with all the tasks that we need without having to hire a dedicated support team. And now we can just unpause this permanently because the only person who's going to do it is the person dedicated to that role, which is Fidel Adkins. Hopefully all that makes sense. If you guys have any questions about any of that, just let me know in the comments. And while we're on that subject, if you are enjoying this series so far, please don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon if you'd like to, and leave a comment for the sake of engagement. So let's get going. Before we do that, I want to have a look at these companies, right? So we have Scott. We could buy more shares. We only have $142,000, so we've got to be careful here. But it's only $40,000 for 3% of the company, which is more than we own. They're giving a little bit of a dividend, but not a ton. They do, I believe, only have one product out, which is a 2D editor. It's unavoidable. It's making a decent profit. Doesn't show me last month's profit, which is annoying, but that's fine. It's great and inspiring. I wouldn't mind investing a little bit more in these guys, so we'll keep them off to the side for now. How are One Paw Industries doing? I'm assuming we probably can't afford these guys yet. No, it's $2 million for 3% of the company. That is not worth it, but we are getting $30,000 a month in dividends from these guys, which is absolutely fantastic. There is also ThriveNet that just came out. These guys are a computer operating system, which is interesting. I believe that's what One Paw was doing as well. Yeah, it is. So computer operating systems typically do either really, really well or really, really poorly. In my experience, there isn't really an in-between of an operating system that just sort of does all right. I'm going to buy this just because it's super cheap, $4,600 for 0.4% of the company. And then I think I would also like to go in here and buy another 3% of that company there. And you can see that changes my values here a little bit. So I've figured out that it's a change based on your total bought. So if I buy some at $100 and then I buy some at $400, it'll average it out to whatever that is, $300 or $250, I think that would average out to. And then it's the change based on that number, just in case you guys would go curious on that one. But everything should be all set up. marketing, that's annoying. That's annoying. I didn't think about the fact that marketers and service people are the same. So in fact, I might have to make a dedicated marketing team because I don't want my support team and my marketing team overlapping. I really wish you could change that, but yeah, that's a plan. That's a flaw in my plan for sure. We'll come around to that when we come around to that. The only thing is, this is going to mean that we come in here and we go to service. The only person who can do marketing is me. And I didn't really want to be doing support, but I guess I'm just going to have to for the moment. I'm going to have to put support on there, and that's just is what it is, I suppose, until we get around to hiring a marketing team. But I will hire a separate marketing team, separate them out, and keep support localized. Or I could do it the opposite way around, have marketing local and then a dedicated support team elsewhere. I think that's actually might be what I do. But anyway, we've been paused for long enough. Let's go ahead and start up development, see how we're going. Now let's just have a look at our releases too. This is made $58,000 in the past month, and we have plenty in stock. That's good. Pander AV has no people using it, and it's in the negatives, but that is what it is. I didn't mean to close that. That's annoying. There we go. All right, so let's keep going. These guys are immediately going to go eat, which is what it is. I need to set these guys up on the right computers. So assign you to a service, because I believe that's a phone. Yes. And then assign you to Rosa, because you have the calculator, which will be better. Perfect. So they should get up and move. That's fine. Marketing is already complete. This is already complete. We'll go ahead and update this. Put that there. Finish that, and then we can continue working on Panda AV3. And this is basically going to be how it's. This is basically going to be how it goes for the next. That's a lot of deer. A few months as we develop Panda AV3. There isn't going to be a lot to do other than. Oh, we get a whole bunch of new stuff. That's pretty cool. Toilet paper, sink, pack of noodles, amazing. Smartphone. Interesting. Oh no, this isn't all new stuff that's unlocked. This is stuff because they added mods. That's, ignore all that. That we already have all that. But yeah, this is basically what we're going to be doing until Panda AV3 is ready to release. We'll keep an eye on our stocks as well. But apart from that, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward unless anything particularly interesting happens. And just keep buying stocks as we see fit. Selling them if we need to. Whoops. Buy those back, please. I meant to buy more. And yeah. So I will see you once this is ready to move on to the next phase. And for some reason, this guy is sleeping on the job. I'm not entirely sure why. It might be because we're at the very end of this design phase. It says that 2 of 3. Okay, it's because we don't have the level 2 systems designers. That's just for the application scanner. Chubby Panda will go ahead and handle that on his own. And that'll be fine. So continue. Okay, so it's taken a little bit longer than I would have liked, but we're up to a point where I'm happy to go ahead and move this over to beta. I think it's just going to take far too long for this to fill all the way up, so we're going to go ahead and call it a little bit early. We'll skip ahead to the next day. As you might have seen, you might not have, I've been buying and selling some stocks. It's been going pretty well. We had to sell off our Scont because they are going downhill if you have a look at their charts. Oh, they picked up a little bit more, but yeah, they were starting to go downhill, so I jumped off that bandwagon, but we do have 1.5% of One Poor Industries, which is worth quite a lot of money now, as well as 3.6% of ThiveNet, which means collectively we have $3.7 million worth of stocks. And you can see they've grown quite a lot. This one is over 1100% growth. So if you're playing on impossible mode, this is a great way to stay afloat in the early game. Something I don't like to focus on too much as I get into more software development and become more stable, but early game, it definitely helps to level you out. I also do have another education point available for Chubby Panda. I'm going to go ahead and wait until we release Pander AV3 to use that, just because I want his help in development for right now. So we're going to go ahead and hit develop on this. And yes, we do want to move to the alpha phase of development. We do not have a marketing team yet. Now, here's the question. We have a fair amount of income. Pander AV2 is going quite well. It's selling, 700, 1400. It's averaging about 1,000 units a day, which equates to about 80 grand a month, which isn't too bad. It's keeping us afloat for sure, as well as our dividends, which have been going up. We had 50,000 in dividends one month. So we are fairly stable. I think I would like to go ahead and hire myself a marketing team. But that's also going to mean that I need to move my support to a different team. So we might end up hiring ourselves a single marketer for the antivirus. I think that'll be enough for now. It's not a lot, but I think it'll be enough. And then also just making a small little separate office for our support team. And I honestly might wait to do the support team until this actually releases and it needs more support, because this only gets like 25 tickets a day, so that's fine. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and hire a marketing person. I'm going to put them over here. So we'll switch this out for a phone. Go ahead and hire an employee. We want a service employee that does marketing. Secondary role is nothing. We're going to pay them a high salary just so that they can do photos and videos for this team. Same thing, filtered by antivirus and same traits. That'll be fine. Great compatibility with everyone. It would be nice if we got something useful, like lead doesn't matter to us at all. We could have another person that could help with programming. If they could do support as well, that would be fantastic, but none of them can. I'm tempted. No, it's fine. It's fine. We could get them doing some programming in the background if they don't have any marketing to do. I think that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and hire Madeline Stewart. She's independent, friend maker, and she gets stressed. That's fine. That's totally fine. Go ahead and hire you. We'll go into our team and we'll manage roles. We want Madeline doing nothing but service, and then they can also, because they were decent at it, put them on secondary programmer. That'll be absolutely fine, and then we'll go ahead and assign them to their desk. And now they can go ahead and help to market Panda AV3. We're going to go ahead, market, we'll throw in some hype, just so that we can see how our followers are going. Top, market, and we'll do a press release with everything. It's going to cost us $15,600. I don't know if she's going to finish it by the time we finish this, but we'll see how we go. That can be our top priority. That's a good point. That is a very good point. I think I'm going to actually throw this down so that they can do as many tasks as they want, which is a little bit annoying based on how this team structure is going to work, because well, they should focus on their marketing unless there's no marketing, and then they'll work on development, right? I think that's how that should work, but I'm not 100% sure. I guess we'll find out. We're not going to set a release date yet, and I'll explain that a little bit later on, but that is how that's going to go. This isn't assigned to anyone because we changed the team name. I thought that is assigned. Probably get another update in here too. So we're marketing Panda AV2. We still want to keep doing that for a little bit. We're only spending $600 a month on that. Really nothing at all. we are developing Pander AV3, updating Pander AV2, and we've got the hype just so that we can see what is happening there. No one should really be doing support apart from, who is my support person? This guy. So hopefully he doesn't contribute to the marketing. He can't do videos and stuff anyway, so I think that'll be fine. We'll just see how it goes. Let that run. And hopefully nothing breaks. So yeah, you were doing marketing, you were doing development. That bug's fixed. And we have, I want to set this to 1 and just see what happens. Actually, no, I'm going to set it back because I want this person to be able to do hype and like press releases and stuff at the same time. And I don't want them to lose out on marketing Pander AV2 either. That'll be fine. 37% of that in 1 day is not too bad either. I have stopped buying stocks as well because all of these got a little bit too expensive for me. I will keep an eye on it just to see how it's going. So yeah, you're doing marketing, development. You were also doing marketing, and I think that's fine. Actually, you know what? Now that we have a marketing department, we can probably turn that off for Chubby Panda because he's not very good at it at all. So he should now, yeah, be developing instead. You're writing a press release, and that'll be fine. So getting a quick review here since we're already at 84%. See how we're going. We're at 9.6. I'm just going to iterate because we need more time for the press release anyway. I mean, we could release it earlier, but I think that'll be fine. Yeah, back up to 70%. This should now be a 10 out of 10. No problems at all. Our press release is coming along nicely. Even if we don't get any of the text done, I'm completely okay with that. We can probably get another update out, especially because we have that. That'll delay this a little bit more too, so that we can have some more time to get this press release out. Inventory keeps breaking because I keep forgetting to hire people. That's fine. We're getting there. This update is ready to go out. Hopefully we see another little spike here. I'll pause this just so that we can make sure that we get this out. And I will release this at the end of the day. And yeah, that'll be it. So we'll release that. Actually, no. Before we release the press release, we need to announce our release date. So in Impossible Mode, the marketing window where you get a boost for marketing is 1 year and 4 months. So I like to look at the month up here. May, go 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be September of 86. And chances are we release before this date. But as far as I can tell, that does not matter. 1 year and 4 months. I like to keep this up so that I can check that I've actually got that right. That is correct. So we can go ahead and now release our press release. Pause this and skip to the next day. You can have a little look at our press release. Target demographic doesn't really know who PandaINC is. That's fine. No one does. We have a little bit of market recognition, but not enough for them to tell us that. Pander AV3 is currently being developed and it's cutting edge. They released a video alongside the press release, but it has got our full attention. They plan to release September 86. Little do they know we plan to release before that date. So we'll go ahead and keep going. We're getting about 35% new followers. We did get a massive increase in our sales for Pander AV2, which is always nice. And now that we are in the beta phase, I want to go ahead and mark it and immediately send out a press build. That'll get released tomorrow, and that should increase this number quite dramatically. Our marketer is now working on development, which is nice. It means they're not twiddling their thumbs, doing absolutely nothing, which is absolutely fantastic. And we can just keep going. We can keep updating Pander AV2. At the moment, that's absolutely fine. And once people start snoozing a little bit, and we've got our followers coming down. So yeah, we jumped straight up to 130% followers. They released an article about us. We put out Pander AV3. Let's see what they have to offer. PandaINC is not well known in the market. We haven't really heard about Pander AV3. Might be the new big hit and it has all the new features. It won't be out for a while. That is wrong. It will probably be out in the next few months. That's fine. We're already at 69 followers. And all is going well. We'll just keep watching these guys. If they start to snooze, we know that most of our bugs are pretty much all sorted out and we can go ahead and release our product. In terms of how many units I want to buy, I like to judge it off the last one. We'll maybe get like, I don't know, 25,000, maybe 50,000 just to be safe. Overall, we've sold 28,000 units of this. I expect this to do a lot better because we have a marketing department now. We're still at plus 49% followers, so we'll keep this going just for the moment till this number starts to drop. So yeah, now we're at 18%. We could probably release this tomorrow. That is the plan. And I should probably get some cleaners in before stuff starts breaking again. 200 bucks fixed. That is everything done and dusted. As these people leave, we're at 7.4%. That'll drop to 0 overnight. We have 130 followers, which isn't too bad considering this is our third release and this is the first release we've actually done any real marketing on. We can continue marketing Panda AV3 at 600, that's fine. This can probably, no, we don't need to update that again, that'll be fine. We can probably actually cancel support for that now. We don't need to be supporting that product anymore. We'll skip to the next day. Someone went on vacation, which is a little bit annoying. Rather, they didn't vacay on the day our product releases. This is now going to be released to the market early, but that's fine. As far as I can tell, that doesn't impact anything. No one knows who we are, but 5 stars in both of the other categories. We can go for an unlimited budget on our marketing, and we're going to order 50,000 units for $130,000. That will be fine. Marketing for Pander AV3 should be our priority. It has an unlimited budget, like I said. Support for Pander AV3. We're going to immediately update this to the latest tech level. That shouldn't take too long. And we're also going to go ahead and open this up. We can close this one out for now. Don't need it anymore. And we'll go ahead and see if we can port this to anyone particularly useful. 350,000 active users. That's good enough for me. I like to basically do this for anything that's above 100,000 is my general plan. Just give me a second and I'm going to clean this up. Alright, that's a bit better. A little bit easier to read. Got rid of some of the information that we didn't need. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and port this to DoorOS. That is the antivirus team. So we'll be marketing it. That should be just this person over here. Marketing Panda AV2, doing support, which is basically just the update, and then also porting. I will also mention at this point in time that I have a mod called SyncLib installed, and this will basically automatically buy stock until we're at 300% the volume that we had sold the month prior. So if we sell 10,000 units, it will automatically buy 30,000 units, or so we have 30,000 units in stock. Just a little thing that means we don't have to micromanage as much. That will also queue up print jobs for us once we do get into some printing. I also have what's called the porting manager in this mod, so we'll enable that. It'll be the antivirus team. We're going to support the product for 24 months and port to any OS that has more than 100,000 users, and we'll just do one of those jobs at a time. So that'll be fine. I like to do the first port job myself, just because that does take a month to kick in. So we'll go ahead and run it. Everyone should come in. You are doing marketing, and we're going to spend a decent chunk on that. Update is getting done. And update is done, and now we're just porting to DoorOS. And that'll be fine. If I increase the priority on this, do you switch jobs? No, you do not. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get that port done, but that is fine. Let's see how we did. We sold about 1,000 units, which is about what we were getting from Panda AV2. So if we have a look here and we sort a release date, Panda AV2 last month sold more copies than Panda AV3, but that's fine. We aren't really well known in the market yet. We did make $60,000, and we will continue to, hopefully that will increase as we continue to market this project, but we will see how that goes. I did also say that I was going to hire a support person, but I don't think we need to. I don't think support will overlap unless they have skills in both. So I think that's fine. You can leave it as it is for now, with just the one team for antivirus. And we are at a negative 221,000 profit for Pander AV3, but that's fine. That should hopefully go up. We're going to continue to update this. We'll hopefully get the report done first. Continue to market. I would like to just quickly check at the end of the day how much our marketing spend is. Oh, that's interesting. You are now marketing because our marketing person took the day off. And you're the support person, so that's not ideal. But at least someone's marketing our product, I suppose. Boss man is sleeping, so yeah. Even without our marketing team in place, we still spent $15,000. Let's see how we went for sales. Finish that update, 36 verified, 36 fixed. Skip ahead, and yeah, we sold a lot more units. We sold 6,700 units for Panda AV3. So that is definitely progress. About $750,000 in sales, $22,000 in dividends, and we really aren't spending that much. I mean, our salaries and our benefits is only $15,000 a month. Maintenance, $3,000. A little bit in marketing. Oh, we spent 20 grand yesterday in marketing. That's good to know. A little bit of distribution costs, but I mean, you can't really avoid that. And some royalties. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good. Net profit of $500,000 last month. Let's hope that we can keep that up. And then go ahead and give this one more day and see how we go. Continue updating now that we've got our marketing person in. We'll see if we can get this up to higher than sparse. It'll be nice. This guy has nothing to do, but that's because we're not developing anything. That's fine. He can just sort of have the day off. And updates are going well. Marketing is going well. This guy is helping out with the marketing as well, which is fine. Yeah, that's better. About $30,000 in marketing. Finish that update. Hit next. So people want some raises. Nothing particularly dramatic, so we'll go ahead and accept all of those. And yeah, we're still selling units. We're making 400,000 a month. We are now prominent, which is exactly what we wanted. And we have 15,000 active users. I think that that is probably a good stopping point. Next episode, I think I would like to start out by training up Choppy Panda. We'll try and get him up to a point where he can do automation. I think he's pretty close. Yeah, so if we get one more star in automation, we can set that up, and that'll be fantastic. He can just chug along, make antiviruses, no worries whatsoever. I'm thinking we start a new IP, or at least change the name, because Pander AV3 is a little bit boring. We can do better than that. So I think that's what we're going to do next episode. We're going to do that. We're going to move to the city, build a little bit of a start to a new headquarters, and go from there. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. If you are, don't forget to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment for the sake of engagement. But until next time, happy building and happy developing.